a tale of history's most painful punishments. Buckle up, because today we're taking a ride through some of the most bizarre, spine-chilling punishments in history, where punishment wasn't just about justice. It was about pain. Deep, bone-rattling pain, and fear. The kind of fear that made people whisper stories late at night, praying they'd never meet such a fate. But don't worry, it's all in good fun. You ready? Brace yourself. Things are about to get dark. Number 1. The pillory, a stage of shame. First stop, England. At the center stands a man, locked into a wooden frame known as the pillory. Here's the pillory, a wooden contraption that locks your head and hands in place. His head and hands are trapped, immobilized, leaving him exposed to the crowd. Looks kind of like a medieval selfie frame, right? Yes, it is. But instead of lights, you get things being thrown at you. But the real punishment? It's not the device, it's the crowd. They throw whatever they can find. Spoiled eggs, mud and stones, wood, sticks at his face, and even baby diapers. Oh, not really. Haha. The man can't wipe his face. He can't shield his eyes. Hours pass and the humiliation cuts deeper than any blade. The crowd laughs, but they know one thing. Next time, it could be them. Number 2. The breaking wheel, where bones meet iron. Now let's jump to medieval France, where things get a little more intense. Imagine a bright, cloudless day. A massive wooden wheel looms in the town square. A criminal lies tied to a large wheel, spread eagle. The executioner steps forward, carrying a heavy iron bar. The crowd cheers. With a sickening crack, the bar smashes down on the man's limbs, breaking bones one by one. The wheel turns slowly, and the process repeats. The crowd watches, some horrified, some enthralled. The man's screams echo, but the wheel turns on. Sometimes, the criminal has been tied to the edges of the wheel and been pushed down a heel. Sometimes he's been turned slowly of fire. When the wheel finally stopped, his broken body remains tied to it. The body is being sent to an exposed place, where vultures and other animals will feed on them. Also, a man is said to survive on the wheel for 9 hours before passing on. Number 3. Impalement, the spear of fear. Impalement, as a method of torture and execution, is the penetration of a human by an object such as a stake, pole, spear, or hook. Welcome to 15th century Romania. The forests are dark, the castles towering, and Vlad the Impaler rules with an iron fist. He's not just a man, he's a legend of terror. His favorite method, impalement. It was particularly used in response to crimes against the state, and is regarded across a number of cultures as a very harsh form of capital punishment. Imagine a soldier caught betraying Vlad. The punishment? A sharpened wooden stake is driven through the man's body, slowly, carefully, avoiding vital organs to keep him alive longer to cause them pain and agony. The stake is then raised upright, leaving the victim hanging, skewered like meat on a spit, more like kebab. Hours pass, days even. And there he hangs, a grim decoration on the road leading to Vlad's castle. A message to all who dare cross him. Number 4. Scapism, the Feast of Flies. Ancient Persia, a land of grandeur and cruelty. This one's called scaphism. Imagine being stuck in a boat with honey all over you. Sounds sweet, right? Not when the flies show up. Let's get into it. There's a man, stripped naked, strapped between 2 hollowed-out logs. His arms and legs stick out, his face exposed to the blazing sun. He's force-fed milk and honey, and some spilled on you is then pushed on a water body. The sweetness attracts flies, swarms of them. They buzz around him, crawling into every crevice, laying eggs in his flesh. The man writhes, helpless as the insects feast. Just imagine how frustrated the criminal will be. Days pass. The smell grows unbearable. Death comes slowly, merciful only in its final embrace. Enjoying the ride? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join me on more wild adventures. If you had fun, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the punishments that scares you the most. Let's keep the journey going. Number 5. Crucifixion, death on display. You know this one. The Romans perfected it. Imagine a dusty hill outside the city of Jerusalem. 3 crosses stand against the sky. On them, men hang, their bodies nailed or tied. The sun blazes and the weight of their own bodies pulls them down, making it harder to breathe. Every breath is a battle, every minute a struggle. The crowd watches, some weeping, others indifferent. Crucifixion isn't just death. It's a spectacle, a performance meant to instill fear. The condemned hang there, sometimes for days, until death finally takes them. Number 6. Ling Chi, 1,000 cuts. Imperial China. The accused stands before a wooden frame. He knows what's coming. Ling Chi, death by 1,000 cuts. The executioner approaches, knife in hand. The first cut is small, almost gentle, a slice of flesh from the arm. Then another, and another. Each cut is precise, calculated to prolong agony. The crowd watches in silence, witnessing the slow disintegration of a man. By the time death comes, is not just the body that's been destroyed, but the very soul. Number 7. Flame, the skin they lived in. Let's travel to ancient Assyria. The king watches as his enemies are brought forth. Their fate? Flaying. A sharp knife glints in the sunlight as the executioner begins. Slowly, he peels back the skin, starting at the feet. The victim's screams fill the air, but there's no mercy here. The skin is removed, piece by agonizing piece. The Assyrians were masters of terror, and flaying wasn't just about death. It was about domination, about sending a message that no enemy was safe. Number 8. The brazen bull. Roasted alive. Ancient Greece. The inventor Perillus proudly presents his creation to the tyrant Phalaris. It's a bronze bull, hollow inside, with a door on its side. The tyrant is intrigued. A criminal is brought forward, shoved inside, and the door is locked. A fire is lit beneath the bull. The metal heats, slowly roasting the man alive. But here's the twist. The bull is designed so that the victim's screams echo through pipes, sounding like the roar of a bull. The crowd watches, entranced by the sound, unaware, or perhaps fully aware, of the horror within. For centuries, this was justice. Or so they believed. Epilogue: the lessons of pain. History is written in blood and fire, in pain and punishment. But as we look back on these dark tales, there's a glimmer of hope, because, with time, humanity learned. We evolved. The punishments grew less cruel, the justice more measured. Still, these stories remain, echoes of a time when pain ruled the world. And perhaps, just perhaps, a reminder of how far we've come, and how far we still have to go. Stay safe out there, and remember, history may be dark, but the future, that's ours to shape.